Let's go do a proper job this time. Welcome to the start of month 2, trying to renovate a 500-year-old, kind of broken English cottage. This is me, Jacob. I know you're all thinking I'm mad. And this is my extremely patient wife, Amber. And together with our insane, in the best way, spaniel, Muddy.
Well, you seem pretty excited about living here.
We have embarked on the adventure of a lifetime. Here are the scores on the doors. We are extremely tired. Money is very tight. And with no renovating experience, and after driving past this house our whole lives, we stupidly fell in love with this dream wreck here in the Cotswolds of England. And now, it's our job to save this 16th century cottage. There will be, already has been, mistakes, but nobody else wanted to buy the house, so here we are, doing our best. But there's a lot going on, so let me give you a quick whiz round and I'll show you what's being done, what's been done, and what we've managed to do to stop water flooding into the house. Yes, the roof is rotting in front of our eyes, and with the recent heavy rain has meant more water ingress than we would like. But the sheets currently in place, coupled with a layer of felt, are doing a good enough job for now, with some isolated problems. This is the really wet wall. We have the best dehumidifier setup we've had so far, all in the right places. The roof has failed up there, as you can see, and water's tracking down this wall, so inside, I'll show you in a bit, it's a bit of a horror show. However, this wall's pretty... Oh no, there's some damp in this wall as well. Okay, it's a big project, but I love it nonetheless. We know it needs sheeting. But the combination of metal pins ripping the tarps and waiting on scaffolding is putting that on hold for now. So we've made a judgment call to try and limp forward as it is for another few weeks, allowing us to spend a lot of much needed time planning for the new roof, to try and get it done as quickly as possible. It's a risk, but you'll have to just trust us on this if you can. And if you can't trust us, pray. Last month we managed to do a lot of gardening things, and I must say the whole place is looking so much tidier. We've discovered concrete and drains that were blocked that we didn't even know were there. Got rid of all these old bushes and ivy climbing up the walls. We've left the ivy on the roof because I don't want to break more of the thatch than is already broken. The summer house is still overgrown. We're just going to leave that. Won't have time to do any of that this month. This month is hopefully going to be a month of warmth, as we have made our biggest purchase so far to help dry out the house. Other than that, the big thing this month is the annex, the granny annex, the flat, the apartment. We have just put a layer of paint on it, and this is where we are hoping to move into before we start the mammoth roof work, etc. for the main house. So, it's kind of half transformed already in the first month, but this is the one that I hope will really change for us. This, as you may remember, was the really disgusting part of the build. It now, in most places, has a lick of paint. Everything has been ripped out. All the dead rats, to my knowledge anyway, the ones I found, have been removed. All the mice nests have also been removed. I'm hoping to get half a kitchen in and at least a working toilet. So I've got plumbing to finish off, some electrics to change around. I've also got a very busy month at work this month. Yeah, I was hoping not to show you that room. That's the really messy room. But mess is good. Mess could be cleared up. Oh my god. I'm so tired. Right, I've got to go start work. Real work. Not this fun work. Today I am getting suited and booted again because we're going to have to do some reminiscing. Reminiscing of our first day here working on this house when we suited up and killed the mould. Let's go do a proper job this time.
What we realised is I don't think we fully killed the mould. It's already coming back.
And so I must thank you, dear viewers, for letting us know that, because otherwise we had just been relying on misguided internet forums. So actually this house has been less safe than we thought and planned, which is not a very nice thing to learn. However, you live and you learn. Well, we want to live a bit longer anyway, so today we are going to be rectifying our mistakes. And that's because last time we used bleach, and bleach does not kill it at its roots, and sometimes only just changes the colour of the mould on the surface. So today, good old-fashioned vinegar. Speaking of misguided internet videos, please do not copy us. I want to stress that we are DIYers, and I know people are going to be shouting at you, why have you taken this on? You shouldn't have taken this on, you don't know what you're doing. Well, no one else was going to take it on. No one else wanted it. When you fall in love, you fall in love. And you may be thinking, you're a bloody idiot, Jacob, what are you doing that for? Well, you might be right, but I still want to save the old thing.
This was where the worst of the mould was, and I was just going to spray it, but all this is going to have to come down anyway when we get round to it. And I want to see, I'm just going to take a little bit more to see if there's mould on the other side. So I'm just going to... Down! Yes. I'm in a slightly safer room, and I've been doing it for about an hour, and for the whole hour, Muddy, the insane Springer Spaniel, has been waiting to play fetch outside the front door. Look at this.
Tail still wagging. Be a tough day's work. We are having a heat pump being installed, a Mitsubishi heat pump. I think it's going to go right there, not so sure. So new heating. We currently have oil. This is the big old oil tank and an old Arga system. It is not quite up to scratch. Half the things don't work and it's not getting warm enough, so we figured, seeing as the house is kind of in a ripped out stage, now is probably the time to replace the heating. We've got electric heat pump. I don't know if it's going to work, we'll see. Bit nervous about that one. There is a lot going on. Bloody rapid. So fast.
It's not my first time. So yeah.
I wish I could work this fast with anything.
Out with the old.
But we did get a government grant, which is nice. Got £7,500 off. Still costing us around about £10,000, 10 and a bit thousand pounds, 10 and a half, I think. So it is the biggest investment we've made so far by a long way. Obviously, we're trying to save everything for the roof. The plan was to not really spend any money at all until we'd done the roof. However, because of the government grant and because of the state of the house, everything being ripped out and everything's easily accessible, we thought actually now is probably the time to redo pipework, get new radiators in and a new heating system now so that we can actually heat the house properly. And that we figured that's the two things we should be starting: roof and warmth. It's an absolute madhouse right now, but madhouse is good because it means stuff's happening. And it turns out when you get other people in, they work a lot quicker than you do. Day 2 of this becoming the most fantastic madhouse, with everything being ripped out, but loads of the floorboards are up. Loads of the little cabinets in the corner of the rooms have been removed, so I can actually kind of see what this place is made of in different areas. It's really cool. We've got new radiators, we've got a couple of little things to change, and I'm very excited to be warm again. It's bloody freezing. Got some help from my father-in-law today, who is sanding and getting ready to put some colour, paint some colour onto the walls in the annex, and looking after the dog, who's being particularly mad and annoying today because I'm trying to work. You're just obsessed with this huge log that you've now found that you want me to play fetch with, even though it's way too big.
The log is too big, Muddy. How am I supposed to throw that? So expectant. Oh, bless you. I'll play fetch with a different stick.
Accidentally drilled in the wrong place. But he was close. This is where the heat pump is going to go. This is the current oil tank, so I figured we should just take one blocky thing away and add another blocky thing in the same place. Yeah. Beautiful day. Cold, but nice. This is only about the second time I have ever actually got other people in to do things. Well, I'll show you the pipework for the hot water tank and you will understand. Muddy, that's not a good place to walk. This way. Relaxed. Oh god. This way, Muddy! This is the problem with having a deaf dog. Come on, in there. Good boy. Did something I asked him to. Look at this. When I look at this, I know I made a good decision to get someone else to do it. I was away yesterday, but Amber has said, what did you do yesterday?
Painted.
Yeah, painted. Oh, yes, you have. Oh, wow. Oh, I like the colour.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
That's really nice. Very relaxing. Yeah. All by brush, just because it was nicer to listen to the podcast.
Jesus, all you can hear is bangs. And our heat pump install has been continuing. I don't know if it's continuing in a good way. or a bad way. It just feels absolutely rapid in a slightly rushed way. There's been a couple of little things that have just been forged ahead so quickly without sort of consultation or anything, that we're probably going to have to change or ask them to change, but no one's here at the moment. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest, I don't know how if it's a nice, how do I say this? I don't particularly like the feeling of other people just coming in, going crash bang wallop on such a project like this, but I think that's just because it's so important to us. But they're just so busy, they're clearly stressed and quite trying to get it done really quickly.
It'll be alright, I think, as long as we tell them what needs fixing and stuff. Just too fast. They've got too much to do in a short space of time. Okay. Yeah. I think they've got quite a bit left to do. But how do you feel about getting people in?
Logically, this is not something we could have done.
No, it's not.
But
no. Oh my god, no way.
I think the lack of control over how it's done, like a lot of the stuff's just being ripped apart to do it.
We just wanted to be asked.
Yeah, we needed to be asked a lot more about things along the way, to be honest. Because you can tell that they've got a massive job to do and not enough time to do it, and then they've got another job booked in afterwards, so they're working. I mean, it is coming up to Christmas, I completely understand that side of things, but it is frustrating to have. Yeah, it's frustrating because mistakes were made because of that speed, and also just the care and attention is not there. I mean, obviously, I suppose the care and attention is not going to be there because it's not us doing it, and we very much care for this place. But yeah, I don't know. We're just not used to it. We're also not used to, like, both of our projects, the boat and the tiny house. We did the whole thing ourselves.
Yeah.
So
but
it
then,
doesn't. It feels a bit strange having, other people come in and just go, poof, 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 smashing, pulling apart, and changing super quickly. Maybe it's just more.
But then they haven't saved themselves time because they've made mistakes. And
You're right. They've not saved themselves any time because of the mistakes.
It's probably taken more time than if they just did it like slowly and checked in with us on the way.
Yeah. And I must say, his pipe work around the cylinder is just beautiful and everything. But we have got a list of things to change. We need the heat pump to be moved. We need holes that were drilled in the stone in the wrong place to be filled up. We need bent pipe work replaced. What else do we? Oh yeah, I can't open the front door properly because of crushing the pipes. Because the pipe work is bigger than the previous one, but they've just put it in the same place without checking to see if the door opens. What do you think, Maddie?
So this is great. There's bits for me to play with everywhere. Love it.
But yeah.
Grab mine.
Let's get a cup of tea. Let's get a cup of tea. I asked very politely if they could change the radiator here to make it a lot lower or shorter so we could still see the old beam. And very good idea, because look at it now, it's perfect. Sits under the old beam. That's nice. And they're really good about it, actually. They're really good, because obviously they'd already bought the radiator and fitted it. But they completely understood. And 2 days later, got a new one.
What's above there?
Uh-oh.
Is that the tank there?
No. It's just beyond the... I think it's the bath.
Oh, I see it.
Well, I mean, lots of water is already poured into this house, so one connection that needs to be tightened a bit more is fine. There's 2 drips, but it might be from the same one. Yeah. We have had a power cut. We are not sure why. There is a bit of a rainstorm, and obviously some electrics have been fiddled with for the heat pump. Well, it's all going swimmingly, eh, Amber?
Wait there. Pissing rain.
Oh God, we need to make this bloody roof more watertight. That's what we need to do. Right. Electrics. The lights are tripping the switch. Brilliant. That must mean there's a problem. Water's got in somewhere, maybe. Damn. I know you're all thinking I'm mad because we haven't put a massive tent on the roof yet. But the truth is, we have a lot to look into. It's just the lights are flipping the switch. I think maybe it's like the outdoor light or something. Maybe that was on. Ah, okay. Oh. Crisis half averted. Okay, welcome to fly. Welcome to renovating a 500-year-old, slightly derelict, broken house. Storm edition again. I've got this fantastic system to collect the rainwater that's coming down through the failed thatched roof. That's hitting the membrane and coming down. That's upstairs. I'm not even going to go in that room. I know there's a leak in there, but I'm just going to leave that for now. We are in the kitchen where the wall is actually a little bit wet. So we have the dehumidifiers, which is not on. So we have the dehumidifiers on. And then coming through the mushroom room is Muddy, who is very wet. Have you been outside? Yes, you have been outside. And this is our system of collecting the rainwater. It's pretty genius because water is pooling at the side of the house. One wheelbarrow full of water. This is a bowl full of water because it floods the inside of the porch. Here's a trough full of water and another wheelbarrow full of water. That's all happened in the last 2 hours. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to life. Living in a broken 500-year-old cottage. Desperately need a new roof. Yeah. Sugar. No. How do you feel about the flooding and the wet house that we now live in? Or, well, one day we'll live in. Come on! Well, you seem still pretty excited about living here. Do you want your dinner? Let me get your dinner. Come on. There's another bloody storm coming. The wind is really picking up, and I don't know if our sheets on the roof are actually going to hold this time. Well, there's not much more I can be done. The house has, well, the battens have been, no, what do you say? I've battened up the hatches at the cottage, and I'm back to our other thatched cottage. Wait there, Maddie. Wait there. Wait. Makes me sound very fancy, the fact that we got 2 cottages. We only have 2 cottages because this one hasn't sold, and we were desperate to buy our 500-year-old cottage. This one's only 400. But the best part about it, despite the huge financial weight that we have to carry, because we haven't sold this, is because now I'm in a normal house. It's quiet. It's warm. That's the best part about it. It's warm. I've not been warm all day. What is the time? It's 10:30. It is 7 a.m. and I'm heading to the house. Heading to the house to get a quote from the scaffolder. I just need to get that roof dry, and if I can get the scaffolding up early, it's going to be so much easier to sheet the roof. Welcome to day 49 at the 500-year-old abandoned cottage. And I have not given you an update on particularly anything very well recently, because it's been the most manic month so far. I've taken on way too much actual work, the 9-to-5 job, which has meant that I've been just not around properly to renovate or do things. We've been doing what we can, so here are the updates. Starting with the old house. It has been a month of quotes for scaffolding, quotes for thatching, all sorts of quotes, and people looking at the roof and the structure and making sure it is sound. It is sound. And what we've learned is that actually, so far, everything looks strong and solid. We can't get to certain places in the roof where it has failed, so we don't know the damage yet. But in general, because of the fire in the 1980s, it's strong. And it's so strong to the point that the weight of the roof isn't even on these front walls. These front, very wonky, single brick walls. Which is actually fantastic news, because it means we can repair and keep that character there without having to worry about its structural integrity, which is brilliant. I was told, however, that the porch is basically the only thing keeping the walls up at the moment. So for God's sake, that porch is going to stay there. Update 2, we have been having a little bit more gardening work, but not so much. However, look at this. Isn't it just looking so much clearer? This was just covered, and all these timbers just couldn't breathe with moisture because the plantation was just growing up the whole brick. We've discovered as well that there seems to be a damp-proof course around the whole house, which makes the rising damp an interesting issue. I don't particularly know why it's rising or how it's getting in, but, well, I do, it's the roof probably, but this whole place is now cleared, which is actually lovely. There's almost like a walk-through, yeah, look, around the whole house. There's almost like a concrete path, so you can actually get around really nicely. There's some amazing old things that have been left as well. I think it might be an old apple press, bits of an old apple press, but we're discovering a lot. We've also unearthed quite a lot of odd things from the garden. Let me take you through those. There's some lovely sort of pots and old coal scuttles and things from a bygone time. There's some amazing stone. These stones were sort of buried. I don't know what or where they're from. Potentially they're part of the house when it was burnt down. I mean, it makes sense to me that they might have kept really nice cornerstones for use in the garden if they became obsolete when they redid it after the fire. I don't know. But lovely Cotswold stones. Here are some of the garden trinkets we found. A bit bizarre, but very sweet. I still cannot get into the garden, summer house shed. There's too many roots in the way, so the door doesn't open. But that'll be for another time. That'll be really exciting. I'm aware that I'm just waffling on about random stuff. Update 3 is heating. The house is genuinely warm, and it has completely changed the feel of it. I'm actually quite surprised and shocked. I was thinking it was a sort of a heating system. It's obviously air source heating. I was thinking it would be the type of heating system that would improve as we insulated or, you know, did work to the house to get it to retain heat more, but it works. The house is warm and drier than it's ever been before. It's quiet as a mouse. I'm not sure if you can hear it now. Can you hear it? It's kind of like a fridge going on in the background, but can't hear it inside at all. And yeah, it's just warm. I can't really show warmth in video, but I'll just have to, you know, it's there. It's there. There's still some work that needs to be done. I hope they'll be back. They said they were going to come last week. They didn't. I know it's like a busy time of year, but yeah, there's a broken slab. The wires are still just kind of laid out and about. There's ripped up floorboards that are either broken or not replaced. There's mess everywhere as well that I would like cleared up, but that is my phone. Oh, it's my mother. To discuss a scaffolding quote for the roof. Hey, Mum. Yeah, I was just calling about, I've just had a quote for the roof. And I thought I'd put it past you. And separately, I thought, do you have any recommendations for scaffolders?
As our 50th day renovating approaches, we do feel as though we have made some mistakes. But at the end of the day, we now have a warmer and drier house. And that is something to be thankful for as we look to the future. What will happen in the future, your guess is as good as mine. Actually, it's probably better.